everybody, I am the Lazy Kiwi and welcome to another building video. I have been in such a building mood recently, I've been wanting to build a bunch of different things, and well, today I really decided to push myself to the limits, it would seem, because I decided instead of just building one singular, simple family house, I built two. So that's exactly what I'm doing today. I am building two family homes that are right next to each other. So these are going to act as kind of like little rental properties, and you could be able to rent out one of them. And it's like a little family house. I say little, it's not small at all. This took me an incredibly long amount of time to do, and I am quite embarrassed by how long it took me, so I will not be disclosing that information. But let me just say, it was a lot of work, and I am now recording this. I have almost no time to record this whatsoever, but you know what? That's okay, because I absolutely adore these houses. I think they turned out so pretty. They're so cute, and I have a story for both of them. So I will get more into kind of like the little storyline that I thought up for these when we get to the interior for these houses, because there is a lot of little characters and stuff that I thought up for this, and I think it's so much fun. Well, I kind of want to talk about it when we get to the exterior, but not like the walls and stuff, more like the gardens and stuff, because then that's kind of where the story starts. It starts in the gardens. But yeah, I don't know what possessed me to make two family houses today, because I was already low on time when I started recording this. So when I started building these houses, I already didn't have a lot of time left. So I don't know what was going on in my head when I thought, you know what would be a good idea? Building two houses instead of just one. But like I said, I absolutely love them. I also wanted to try some color palettes for the exterior. So a little tip for if you want to do that is make a little wall with 4 to 5 tiles, and then pick a color palette. So you can see it right over there, where I have all of the colors that I use for this build, and then all of the colors for this one. It's kind of a nice way to test the palette before actually using it on the house, and I think it works really well to see kind of the vibe that you want for the house, and it turned out really nice. I actually love both of these houses and the colorways that they have. So for these houses, the one that is on the right is more kind of like a house for more free-spirited people. It's not as neat, not as it's more lived in a way. And then the other house, I wouldn't say is modern, but it is more modern than this one. Not particularly in the style of the house, but more just the way that it looks and feels, the lived-in vibe, This one doesn't feel as lived-in with the exterior. The interior is a lot more lived-in because, well, it is lived-in. People do live there. But both of these have little fake garages, and I think that's so cute. I really wanted to add a car outside of both of the garage doors, but that just didn't work out because this one garage is so close to the side that I just couldn't fit a car there without it looking super weird. But yeah, this one house has a pool and a hot tub, so I feel like this is kind of the fun house where all of the kids wants to go and hang out and have fun at, because it has a pool and a hot tub. It definitely is the fun house. And I played around a little bit with the rounded pools and stuff, because that's new. I gotta experiment a little bit with what I can do with that. So far, I don't really see myself using it too often, mainly just because I don't know what to do with the shapes. I think this is one of the more creative things that I could come up with, and even that looks a little bit weird. But you know what? That's okay. So for the color themes for this house, this one that I'm doing is more earthy, more greens and browns and stuff. And the other one is more neutral with grays and blacks and whites. And I think it turned out so nice with the contrast of personalities of the Sims that lives in these houses. And I think it turned out so pretty. But now that we are getting to more of the decorative parts of these houses, I am gonna talk a bit more about what I kind of envisioned these families to be like. So when I refer to these people, the house that I'm currently busy with is gonna be household 1, and the other house is gonna be household 2, just to make it a little bit easier to understand, because they don't have names, okay? So it's just gonna be household 1 and household 2. So for household 1, since I was thinking that the people who live here are kind of more free-spirited, they're not that serious, they take life very, very lightly, I was kind of thinking that maybe the dad that lives here, he's a gardener. He maybe owns like his own little flower shop, and he just loves his garden. So he puts a lot of work and a lot of effort into making sure that his little garden is pristine. It looks beautiful all year around. He has like these hedges around his property. He has these planters in the front of his house. A lot of just beautifully organized gardens, and I love that. I think it's so much fun. So yeah, my image for him was a florist who has like this love for planting like flowers and herbs and veggies and all of those things. So even though he doesn't have the most garden space in the world, he makes do with what he has. He has like all of these little gnomes and stuff, and he just absolutely adores his little garden, and he would show it off to absolutely anybody who would ask him to see his garden, okay? He is obsessed with his little garden. So that is kind of why this garden is kind of neat, I would say. I think it turned out really pretty though. That's also another thing why I think this house could maybe be like the fun place to be where all of the kids wanna hang out, because it is so nice. Like the garden is beautiful. You would feel right at home if you were to run in here, you know? So this next house, household number 2's house, which is the garden I'm starting with now, I was kind of for them obviously thinking that their garden is not gonna be as pristine in like the plant life, but it is still very, very neat. So it's a very clean space, and they obviously take much pride in what their house looks like, and it is obviously very, very beautiful, in my opinion at least. I love it. So for the outside here, they do not have a pool, but their house is a little bit bigger than the neighbor's house, so they do have the negative of not having a pool, but the positive of having a slightly bigger house. Granted, my idea for this was that household number 1 is a family of 4, so they have the mom, the dad, and 2 kiddos. They have a teen daughter and a child daughter, and then household number 2 is a household of 5, so they do need the additional bedroom, so therefore the house is slightly bigger. And this house has mama and papa, and then 3 kiddos. They have a teen daughter as well. I'll get more into that later on. They have a toddler and they have an infant, so a little bit of a early baby and then 2 little late bloomers. But yeah, you'll see with the garden space now, it's really neat in the sense that I think the only place that's gonna get really dirty is the sand pit, because there's a lot of kid stuff in there. And I also gave them chickens. I don't really know why. It doesn't really fit the vibe of this house, but I thought it could be so fun for this family to just have like 4 or 5 chickens just running around their backyard. Like, it doesn't fit with the house whatsoever, but it could be a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, now we are going to do the interior for household number 1, and this house for me is probably my favorite. I think it does have to do with the fact that I did put in a little bit more effort into this house because I furnished it first, so my mind was still fresh and feeling the I want to decorate vibes, whereas when I was going into the other one, it was starting to feel that I gotta get this done vibe. So this house is my favorite. I absolutely love how this house turned out. I do still really love the other one, but this one is just slightly better to me, okay? But for this household, like I mentioned, the dad, he has like this little flower shop. He is into gardening, but Mama Bear, I was thinking that she maybe She is an interior designer, but she wanted so badly to be an artist. So she still does artsy stuff, and she has like her little easel here and there, a lot of art just laying around, like that's her hobby. But deep down, that is the thing that she wanted to do with the rest of her life. She wanted to be like Van Gogh, the next big artist that everybody just loves. But unfortunately for her, things just didn't turn out that way. So instead, she's an interior designer with such a passion for art and painting and drawing and stuff. So that is what Mama is kind of into, and I just love this family so much. I haven't even made them, but like the lore that I came up with in my head for them, I love them so much. So this family, with Mama and Papa, their jobs out of the way, we can talk a little bit about their interests. One of these interests is their dogs. They are obsessed, and I mean obsessed with their dogs, and I mean valid. I am obsessed with my cat. I know what it's like, okay? But yeah, they absolutely adore their dogs. So in my head, they have a little Rottweiler and a Golden Retriever, because I mean, Goldies are like the family dog. Everybody has a Goldie, okay? So I was thinking that, picture perfect family, they're gonna have a Golden Retriever. And then kind of to combat that picture perfect life, they have a Rottweiler. Not that a Rottweiler isn't like a picture perfect dog. I love Rottweilers, but I kind of felt like it was kind of a contrast to the Golden Retriever because the vibes totally different. And also, now that I'm seeing this bathroom, I should probably mention that I do cut out a lot of the bathrooms. I will put up screenshots of like the floor plans and everything at the end of this video, because a lot of these houses have multiple bathrooms and they look identical, like almost no difference whatsoever, and I really didn't want to add that in because this video is long enough as it is. This video is probably one of my longest building videos that I've done in quite some time, because it's kind of like 2 building videos in one. So yeah, I did cut out a lot of the bathrooms, but I did want to leave in 1 or 2 so that you guys can still see kind of the process that I was going through in making these bathrooms. But yeah, so I also did do a little bit in like the garage areas, but I don't know if it's fully functional. But yeah, where was I? I was talking about the dogs and then I just jumped straight into bathroom lore. I don't even know. I don't know what my brain is saying at this point, because yeah, I'm not used to doing these really long voiceovers. I feel like I would get used to it if I do it more, but I've not been building for a while, so I have not had to do like really long voiceovers in some time. The last time I did a build was last week, and before that it was probably quite a while ago where I did a really long voiceover, but that is besides the point. I remember now that I was on the point of kind of the mom and dad's interests. So like I mentioned, love dogs. Dad loves gardening, mom loves her paintings, but a shared interest of theirs, and you'll see it throughout the house a little bit, something that they both love to do in their free time is watch movies. I kind of never do a storyline where the Sims are just such movie enthusiasts, so I thought that maybe for this house, these people, they watch every single new movie. They maybe have like these little dates where they watch the movies together, maybe do like little ratings on them, maybe even have little journals where they kind of rate all of the movies that they watch together and write a little like review on them just for fun for the two of them, something that they bond over. I feel like this couple have so much love for each other. It's kind of just blossoming all over the place, and that is so sweet. Now, I have not thought much about their child, like the actual kid still, but I have thought quite a lot about the teenager's story. So in my head, their teenager is a lesbian. She loves crystals and all of those mythical, magical things. She's very much hipster vibes, and she loves the color purple. And she is so in love with the next door neighbor, and she is also a girl. Obviously, I just said she's a lesbian, but this next door neighbor is also in love with this teenager. So household 1 teen in love with household 2 teen, and that one it's kind of a mutual love. But the thing is that household 2, that teenager, she has not come out of the closet. So she is still very closeted. Her family, nobody knows that she's in love with this girl, and she's too scared to tell them. Granted, I think they're wonderful people. I think they will be more than happy to let their daughter live their life, but she's scared. She's a teen. She doesn't know where life is gonna take her, but she is so in love with her neighbor, and I think that's such a fun, cute little storyline. So like kind of this teen that lives in this house, she is very much, like I said, hipster, psychedelic vibes, and then the other one is more preppy. She loves blue. She's just such a cutie patootie, so it is kind of like opposites attract. But yeah, I just love that little storyline. And also the bathroom that I just showed you guys, I left that one in because it's a little bit different. There's only a bath. There's nothing else in that room besides a bath, and I thought maybe that's kind of like the romantic bathtub where mom and dad, because like I said, their love is magnetic. Is magnetic a word? I don't even know. Okay, anyway, their love is very strong, so they have this little bath, and I thought maybe they have like Sunday baths together where they make like a little routine out of it, and it's also again so cute. And I also think that them being as in love as they are is kind of also influencing their daughter to maybe take the risk and just go for the neighbor. Just get it out of her system and be like, you know what, I am in love with you. I want to be with you forever and ever. And then they're gonna fall in love and live happily ever after. So yeah, that's kind of the inspiration behind that. Kind of the parents' love is just teaching their kids that love is real, and I think that is so sweet. So like I said, for this kid, didn't really think much about their storyline. Maybe they like pink a lot because their whole room is pink, but they're also secretly very nerdy because they have like this little science table and stuff, and that's the only thing in this room that is kind of nerdy. So maybe they're gonna grow into it as they get older and maybe become like a scientist thing. Oh, my English is not Englishing today. I'm so sorry. But now that we kind of have the lore for this family out of the way, I might as well get started on the lore for the other family. So, household number 2, like I said, is a family of 5, and the mom and dad, opposite to this family, they're obsessed with cats. So this family, they love their dogs, and the other family love their cats, which is kind of funny given that they're the family with the chickens, and chickens and cats don't always get along. But for me, I think that this family, their chickens and their cats, get along splendidly. So so yeah, they probably have around 3 to maybe even 4 cats in their household, and I also think they have a fantastic relationship with one of the in-laws. So like either the dad's mom or the mom's mom, and I do think it's the lady. I think that grandmama, she comes around often. She's there a lot. She has her little rocking chair there with her little like knitting thing. So she's gonna be over a lot, and it's so sweet. It's such a lovely like in-law relationship, something that everybody wishes for, you know? So yeah, that's kind of the vibes that's gonna be in here. You're gonna see like her little rocking chair eventually. But I was thinking, since I talked about the jobs for the other family, I had to think of jobs for this family as well. So in my head, mama is a nurse. She is such a hard-working lady. She's not going to be home that often because if you're a nurse, you probably know how difficult it is to have like a very stable work-life relationship. I don't know what it's called. So like work-life balance, I think that's it. Because you have to work so hard. So her being a nurse is kind of maybe one of the reasons why the in-laws, or well, grandmama, why she's over so often, because she has to be there for the kiddos when mama cannot be there. So yeah, she's a nurse. She works very hard to provide for her family. Papa, on the other hand, he is a librarian. I feel like it could be such a nice storyline. Like maybe one day he broke his finger reading a book, because that happens very often. It happens to everybody. Yeah. Anyway, so he broke his finger when reading a book. He had to go into the nurse's office, the doctor, the hospital, and he met Mama over there, and they fell in love, and everything since then is history. They have this house, they have these babies, and they have a lovely life here in, I don't even know what world this is. This is the world that has absolutely nothing in it. Newcrest? I think it's Newcrest. So yeah, that's kind of their love lore. They fell in love when he broke his finger on a book. But yeah, I still think it's so cute because, again, just like the other household, their love might not be as like romantic, but it is still very, very sweet and cutesy. And yeah, so Mama's a nurse, Dad is a librarian, and you can kind of see that in some of like the bookshelves and stuff. I didn't want to make it too overpowering that there's a librarian in this house, you know? I didn't want to just overcrowd the place with bookshelves, but I do still have a few of them around, you know, so that it kind of gives the idea that there's like a librarian, although it doesn't really, because I add bookshelves in almost every single one of my builds, so it doesn't really tell you anything. But yeah, just know that he is a librarian. And yeah, I think that's a lot of fun. So, like I said, teen daughters fall in love. They also have 2 younger babies, so they have a newborn and they have a toddler as well. Obviously, there's not gonna be a very big storyline with the babies, because, I mean, what can I say? They're kids. They have nothing going on in their lives at this moment. Like, it's gonna happen eventually, but at this point, basically nothing's happening. They are at home, they're with me, Mom, and they are getting knitted outfits every Christmas. I don't know. I still think that this is such a cute little family. Like, they have their little, like, Mima coming and, like I said, making little knitted outfits. That I think she makes the knitted outfits when she's here. Maybe she makes blankets and stuff as well. You can't actually do that in The Sims, I don't think, but I thought it could be cute. Oh, and also in the baby's room, I added, like, this little chicken thing on the wall. You know, it's like that thing where you piece the pieces together, because they have chickens. So the babies are obviously gonna be exposed to chickens from a very young age, and therefore I think this baby, this infant, just absolutely adores chickens. So maybe one day in the future, if there's more chicken, like, things that you can place around, I don't think there's a lot of chicken buy items, but maybe one day there is. Then we can do an updated version of the room for the kid when it's like older and more into chickens than it was when it was younger. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm saying at this point. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I did a voiceover like this. But I do want to mention that if you missed anything in this video, I usually did a walkthrough at the end of all of my videos, but they just take a little bit long and I'm kind of out of breath already. So instead, I'm gonna add in a ton of screenshots at the end of this video where you're gonna see basically everything from top to bottom. I'm gonna show you the floor plan, I'm gonna show you all of the rooms. Some of the rooms, they're gonna have multiple angles because they look good with multiple angles. Some of them, they do not look good at all with multiple angles. And a lot of the bathrooms I didn't even take a screenshot of because I just didn't know how. There was just simply no way for me to take a picture of that tiny little room and have it look good. So you're gonna see those in the floor plan. Maybe you can spot a thing or two, but they're very basic, generic bathrooms. Nothing special about them at all. But yeah, we are now on to the second to last bedroom of this entire house. So this is the parents' bedroom. It's very simple, kind of generic, nothing too special in here. Oh, they also do have like a gerbil or a rat or something. I don't remember what it was, but they do have like the My Pet Stuff little cage thing in their room, which is nice. Again, kind of concerning with the amount of cats that they have, but I think maybe they just take extra safety measures to make sure that the kitties don't get to the gerbil or rat or whatever it was. So yeah, this is the parents' bedroom, and then last but not least, I'm going to do the teens' bedroom, and you'll see when I do that what I mean with it's kind of more preppy, very much blue. I wanted to do more of a monochromatic type of vibe, so everything in the room is gonna be some shade of blue. Maybe not absolutely everything, because I mean it's very hard to make that look good, but it's very cutesy, very demure. I don't know. TikTok has been eating at my brain, okay? I have brain rot from all of the TikToks that I watch, and you know what? I still don't even know what demure means. I have not even looked it up. But like I was saying, this is the very last room for this speed build. So without further ado, I am gonna let you guys go and watch all of these screenshots. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider liking and subscribing to my channel, as it really does help me out. And I will see you all in another video. Goodbye, everybody.
Wandering through the galaxy, moonlight guides with a gentle beam. In this cosmic dance, it's like a dream. Lost in the stars where the comets play, in the velvet night, drifting far away. Whiskers twitch as the planets spin, in this endless space where the dreams begin. Are floating in the soft starlight, cosmic dust like a tender breeze. In the quiet void, the cat finds peace. Lost in the stars where the comets play, in the velvet night, drifting far away. Whiskers twitch as the planets spin, in this endless space where the dreams begin. Galaxies swirl in a tender dance, paws touch the stars with a dreamy glance. Wandering through this celestial flight, in the cosmic hush of the endless night. Lost in the stars where the comets play, in the velvet night, drifting far away. Whiskers twitch as the planets spin, in this endless space where the dreams begin.